How's it going, people? And welcome to my channel. This will basically just be a channel where I show my movie collection and talk about movies. Mostly horror, but there might be some other stuff mixed in. Um, but I'd say primarily horror because that's my favorite. So, um, starting with 2080 slashers. Now, this is not a list per se. This is in no order whatsoever. I just grabbed 20 movies off my shelf, and yeah, these are all 80s slashers. So you're not going to see the first Halloween or Texas Chainsaw or Black Christmas or anything like that. These are just all from the 80s. And I tried to do like if there was any franchises, I tried to just do, or I did do, just one movie from a franchise. So you're not going to see, you know, sequels. You know what I mean. One movie from each franchise, except for one where I just had to include two. So, and I'll get to that. So, once again, this is in no order. Just 20 movies grabbed off the shelf. So, starting with not this one, which I'll get to later, possibly. April Fool's Day. Now, I know this is arguably not a slasher due to the ending, which I won't give away, but um, really fun movie. I actually really like the ending. And yeah, it's like it's teetering. Is it a slasher? Is it not? Technically, I guess not, but it still is to me. Um, you know, I actually like the ending. I don't care about the hate. Love that movie. Stars Amy Steele from Friday the 13th Part 2, who I'm a big fan of. So, moving on, we've got Child's Play, the first one. I am excited for the remake, I guess. Trailer didn't really do much for me, but, you know, Mark Hamill's in it, so what more you didn't need. He's no Brad Dourif, but I mean, he's Mark fucking Hamill. I'm a big Star Wars fan, too, and Batman fan. Um, but I chose the first one because it's my favorite. I do think it's the best one in the franchise. I could have gone with Child's Play 2 because it is more of a slasher, I guess, but this still is a slasher with some mystery elements in there. Kind of, I guess it's the most psychological of all of them, of all the Child's Play films. You know, it kind of plays with the idea that Andy could be the killer instead of Chucky. You don't really know until like halfway through the film. Of course, everybody knows now, but you know. Um, but yeah, great film. Love Child's Play, the first one. I mean, I like the sequels up until Bride of Chucky. Um, After that, it kind of, I don't really care for anything after that, but you know. Next, I'll go with A Nightmare on Elm Street. The original, of course. By far the best. Some people would argue Part 3. I love Part 3 as well, but this to me is definitely the best one. Um, I'd say maybe Dream Warriors has the best Freddy, possibly. I still think this is the best one, but I don't know, because I love 2 and 3, but Robert Englund's performance in this is just amazing. Um, he really makes this film. Heather Langenkamp is great. One of the best final girls of all time, in my opinion. Everybody knows about this. If you haven't seen it, get out from under the fucking rock you're living in and watch it. Next, we've got Maniac from 1980, I believe. Yes, starring Joe Spinell. Very good movie. Very not fun. This is not one of those fun, campy slashers. This is a very dark, very grim, very gritty slasher. Has very good effects by Tom Savini. Just a really good, very solid film. Joe Spinell's performance is excellent. I do like the remake with Elijah Wood as well, but I still like this a lot. Or not a lot. I like this more. This is a pretty good DVD too. It has some pretty decent amount of features. Has a commentary with Tom Savini on there and the director and everything. and it also has what the fuck else? A documentary about Joe Spinell. Pretty good stuff. But yeah, great movie. If you haven't seen Maniac, check it out. It's a classic at this point. Great makeup effects, like I said. The shotgun scene, very well done. But yeah, just a dark, grimy, almost sad in a way movie. Next, I'll go with Psycho 2. Now, I love the first Psycho. It's a masterpiece. It's one of my favorite films of all time. One of the best horror films and films, period, ever made. But this is a pretty damn good sequel. Very different. It takes a pretty much a completely different direction from the first one. This is a lot more, well, a lot more of a slasher. It's a lot more campy, a little less serious. It's just a lot more like an 80s slasher. I don't know how else to put it. But it does have Anthony Perkins coming back. It also stars Meg Tilly, and Vera Miles also comes back from the first Psycho. And pretty damn good movie. Great ending as well. Really enjoy Psycho 2. I like the third one as well. But like I said, one movie per franchise. So, next we've got The Prowler. Now, this one I feel is a little, just a tad overhyped. Mainly due to the makeup effects, which are amazing. It really is some of Tom Savini's best work. But other than that, I mean, the story doesn't really interest me all that much, but it's still a pretty solid slasher. Like I said, great kills, very good makeup effects. And the killer looks pretty cool. He's dressed in like military fatigues. Pretty good movie. I mean, it's pretty well known at this point. Check it out if you haven't seen it. And you should also check out My Bloody Valentine. One of my favorites. From 1981, I believe. Yes, 1981. Not a lot of horror movies set on Valentine's Day. I know there's the movie Valentine from the early 2000s, which I fucking hate. Hate that fucking movie. This movie, if you're going to get this movie, get this DVD or the Blu-ray, because this actually has the cut footage, the gore, extra gore, which really makes it a lot better to watch, because they really butchered this fucking movie, no pun intended, by the ratings board. So you just watch it with you can watch it separately or with the film. Watch it with the film. The quality is different, but just watch it with the extra gore put in there, because it really does make it better. But this is a great fucking film. Love the killer in the mining outfit. Has a twist ending, which is pretty damn good. I actually don't like the remake 3D one with Jensen Ackles. I know a lot of people do, but I just don't really care for it. I don't know why. I do have it, but I've only seen it like once or twice. I don't really care for it. But movie I do care for, Curtains, 1983, I believe. And this is it's a little bit different. It almost feels like a giallo film at certain times. It just has like an Italian vibe at certain times. I don't know why, but very good film. Some people might find it slow or boring. I don't, but I mean, some people might. Does have a pretty damn good kill on an ice skating rink. Probably the best kill of the movie. And I love the mask. Very creepy old hag mask. And I'm sure nobody has seen this fucking movie, but there's a movie called Granny from 1999, which uses a similar mask, and that movie is fucking disgraceful. But check out Curtains. Fuck Granny, don't check that out. Next I'll go with a Madman. This is the only Blu-ray that I'm going to show, by the way. All the rest are DVDs. Really, really highly enjoy Madman. This is one of my favorite slashers, actually. Um, really love The Killer. I think, just based on my opinion, I think Victor Crowley was heavily inspired by Madman Mars, just based on the look and the legend and everything. Um, one of those similar campfire legends, similar to like Jason and Cropsy and all, those guys. Um, but I'm kind of, I wish this would have gotten a sequel. But yeah, very good film. Love Madman. One of my personal favorites. Next, I guess I'll go with shit. The Initiation. This is one that doesn't really get talked about too much, but it's a very good film. Um, I mean, what more can I say? Vera Miles is also in this one as well. Also, it's Clu Gulager, who was in a lot of great movies like Nightmare on Elm Street 2, Return of the Living Dead, lots of good stuff. And this movie, like I said, it just doesn't really get talked about that much, but I think it should. I think it deserves it. It's a very solid slasher. Really enjoy this one. A bit underrated. Check it out. This DVD is bullshit though. Just bare bones, no features. Fuck that. Then we've got Slaughter High. Once again, bare bones, pretty much. It has like a trailer, but bare bones DVD, even though it's part of this, the Lost Collection with no features. Whatever. But Slaughter High, great film, great slasher. I believe it's an English film, a British movie, but something I don't know. It's an American movie filmed in Britain or something like that because the actors are all English, but they speak in these really horrible at times American accents. Um, but this is a great slasher though. It's a typical prank gone wrong story. The ending is fucking bullshit though. Hate the fucking ending. It damn near ruins the film, but not quite enough to ruin it. But fuck the ending. But yeah, love Slaughter High. The killer is very creepy in this film as well. Really enjoy the killer's get up. Next, this isn't really a great movie by any stretch, but I thought I would include it because I personally I like it. I enjoy it. It's a fun movie, and that is Mountaintop Motel Massacre. And it has like the killer is this old woman who like goes travels like through the floorboards and shit and in this motel and it kind of creepy at times honestly. It's a very goofy movie. It's very silly, um, comedic at times, but I enjoy it. I watched this a very long time ago. um, yeah, I don't know. I like it. It's fun. It's one. When the fuck did this come out though? 1986 or something like that. I don't know. It doesn't say on here, but I would check it out if you like more like goofy, campy stuff. I would give it a shot. Next, this is the ones, or these are the ones, if I can speak correctly, that I was talking about with the franchise. We have Sleepaway Camp and Sleepaway Camp 2. Had to include both because I love both of them. My favorite is still definitely the first one. It's the creepiest movie. It's the most serious one in the franchise, and it's by far the best. You know, um, one of the best endings of all time, in my opinion. If not my favorite, might be my favorite twist ending or ending period in a horror film. Um, just absolutely fantastic film. Check out Sleepaway Camp if you haven't. And also the sequel, Sleepaway Camp 2, which has a different actress playing Angela. This time it's played by Pamela Springsteen, Bruce Springsteen's sister, actually. In the first film, it was played by Felissa Rose. And I do prefer Felissa Rose, but Pamela Springsteen does a pretty good job. It's a very different take on the character, though. But yeah, this movie's a lot more silly, a lot more campy, no pun intended, but more goofy, more fun, more entertaining maybe. But very good kills, very great soundtrack actually, by the way. Um, Yeah, I mean, it has Renee Estevez is in this movie. A couple people are in this actually. I can't remember now, but check this movie out. Very, very fun film. And this movie, Don't Go in the Woods Alone. I've heard it called Don't Go in the Woods and Don't Go in the Woods Alone. I guess whichever you prefer. But this one says Alone. And yeah, warning, this motion picture depicts scenes of graphic violence. It really doesn't. There's not a whole lot of gore in this film. But I think it's a fun movie. Kind of slow at times, but pretty fun. Um, the killer is fucking wacky. This is a wacky movie. That's all I gotta say. It's goofy, it's fucking stupid, but it's a fun movie. And next, I'll go with an underrated one, in my opinion. Underrated Tobe Hooper film, The Funhouse. Very good film, very solid. One of Tobe Hooper's best. I'd say my third favorite next to Texas Chainsaw and Poltergeist. I think this is his best film apart from those. And the killer is creepy, or the killers. I believe there's multiple ones. It's been a while since I've seen it, honestly, but um, very good film. Check it out if you haven't seen The Funhouse. Creepy, very creepy movie actually. And next, one of my personal favorites, Halloween 2. Now, the first Halloween is my favorite film of all time, and if I was doing a 70s slashers, that would be number one. And if I was including, um, well, I just said 70s films, yeah, Halloween would be the number one slasher of all time, horror movie of all time, movie of all time, period. But like I said, we're just doing one from each franchise, and this is the one from the 80s that I like the most, so I went with Halloween 2. I also like Halloween 4. Um, Halloween 5 can kiss my ass. I don't like that one, but Halloween 2 I do think is the best sequel. It's the most similar to the first one in terms of tone and direction, atmosphere, all that stuff. Um, Takes place exactly where the first one leaves off. So yeah, if you haven't seen Halloween 2, definitely check it out. I'm pretty sure everyone has. If you've seen the first one, you've probably seen this one. If you haven't, you fucking need to, because it starts, like I said, directly where the first one leaves off, and yeah, pretty much works as one long film, so you can watch it like that if you want. Great movie. Love Halloween 2. Next, coming up on the end here, we've got The Burning, with Cropsey as the killer. This was produced by the Weinsteins, actually, one of their first movies that I think it was the first film they ever produced, if I'm not mistaken. And this movie has like Jason Alexander in it, has Fisher Stevens, Holly Hunter, a lot of good actors in here actually. And Cropsey is a pretty damn cool killer. I wish this would have gotten a sequel because I like the killer. Um, and the ending is good. I think there's two final guys, not even final girls, it's two guys that survive, which was a little bit different at the time. And this was 1981. It came out the same year as Friday the 13th Part 2, and it's very similar to that film. And Cropsey is very similar to Jason, but some people say this is better than Friday the 13th. I wouldn't say that, but it is a very fun movie. Very great. It's a great slasher. Check out The Burning. Some great kills. I love the weapon of choice, the hedge clippers. And next, number 19? Happy Birthday to Me. Little bit underrated, I feel like. This one doesn't get talked about all that much. Like, sometimes it does, but not enough in my opinion. Great ending, great twist ending. A lot of people don't like the ending. A lot of people say it's stupid, ruins the movie. I don't think so. I like the ending. I didn't see it coming personally. And the director of the original Cape Fear directed this film. What's the fucking guy's name? I'm sorry, I forgot. J. Lee Thompson. He's directed a lot of great films actually. But yeah, really like this movie. Really enjoy this fucking movie. Check it out. This kill, I can't remember if it's in the movie or not though. But no, I think it is. I think it is actually. Um, But yeah, like I said, I love the ending. I can see why some people wouldn't like it, but I love the ending. Happy Birthday to Me, great slasher. This is from 1980, what, two or three or something? Um, 1980. Okay. And the last one, my personal favorite out of all these, Friday the 13th Part 2. Once again with Amy Steele, my favorite final girl of all time. Um, this is my favorite version of Jason. I think it's the scariest, most intimidating, with the sack on his head and everything. I love Jason in this film. I love pretty much everything about this film. The guy in the wheelchair getting killed. That might be my favorite death in the whole franchise. Love that kill. I love everything about this fucking movie. I wish this had more features though. Like a lot of these bullshit, these deluxe editions, which the horrible cover art, but these deluxe editions, most of them have a good amount of features. This one has maybe the least, besides Part 3, which has none for some fucking reason. Bare bones, what the fuck. But this one, it does have some features, but I just wish it had a little more. But I love Ginny in this film. My favorite final girl, like I said. Amy Steele does a great job. Just love this fucking movie. Absolutely fantastic slasher. My favorite in the series. I think it's the best in the series. So if you haven't seen this, check it out. I'm pretty sure you have. But okay, that's going to do it, guys. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more videos. Let me know what you'd like to see in the comments. Thanks.